Good morning, everybody. Who do we have in here? Saw a bunch of people chatting before the show. I always love that. Means we are ready to go. We are ready to talk. We are ready to go back and forth and have a great conversation. It's Thursday and it is the last day of June. When you think about it, we are less than 6 months until Christmas. Of course, this weekend's 4th of July, big, huge weekend, but no, I cannot believe today is the last day of June. Let's see who is in here. Crime Time, good morning. I already got to talk to her this morning. She's being extra salty for us. Big T's mom, Uli, Shannon, Georgia Peach. There's our friend Aggie, Kayla, Lisa, Morgan. Hello, Jean from Canada. How are you today? Wolf Cat, what you doing? There's our friend Magoo. Just me. Hello, girlfriend. See, I hope I don't miss anybody. There's Outlaw. How are you doing? Katie Bug. Hello, Katie Bug. Preschool Granny. Hopefully I got everybody. Misty Do. If not, I will catch you in the comments because you guys leave the best comments. Thank you, Mary. Good morning. Hi, Bonnie. So I put a poll up. I don't know if I did it right. I've never done that before in a chat. What do you think is going on in the Dylan Rounds case? There are tons and tons and tons of rumors, as we're used to in every case. This is not a new thing. It's not just this case. Do you think this was like because of money, like a robbery gone wrong? Was he maybe in a relationship? Or is this some sort of random crime? I don't lean towards the random. I actually got an email from someone who lives in the area, not in Lucin, not in Montello, but is very familiar with the area, and said that it's known to be a very rough place with rough people. Was not talking about Dylan at all, but some of the local clientele are not known to be, no pun intended, salt of the earth people. Wolfcat says robbery. I'm thinking that whoever came to the camper, he knew them. So, as we know, the private investigator, Jim, he's been on several different channels, and he was hired by not the parents, but the grandparents. I believe it was the aunt that paid him. So he has said that he's not paid by the hour. He's paid one lump sum, and whether it takes him a week, a year, 2 years, he stays on the case. So he has a lot of stuff he's putting out there, and it's not going away, whether the family wants to work with him or not. And I've gotten a lot of comments from you guys and a lot of emails saying, why are you not talking about what he's putting out there? So we're going to talk about it today. And I want to hear what all of you think. And as always, we have an open discussion. We agree to disagree, and we're still friends at the end of the day. Cheryl says possible suspects. Yeah. Kurt, Finn, Troy. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, already, you guys, I mean, I see where you're going. Crime Time says robbery could be random also. There's hardly anybody out there. That's why I keep wondering why people are saying it's probably just a random thing. But where he was at, you would have to purposely go to his camper. I think Crime Time's messing with me this morning. I think she's messing with me. So let's see what our friend Outlaw Trucker's up to. Good morning, Outlaw.
Good morning.
This case is really, really bizarre. Of course, social media has given it a whole new set of legs. What are you leaning towards?
I'm still up in the air on this case. I mean, there's been a lot of fabrication facts of where it's really not leading to the main case of it. I mean, I've looked at all different angles, and it's out there in the middle of nowhere. But how did he come up missing? And that's what's got me.
Yeah, who came across him? I mean, and they went directly to where he's at, to his property. You know, unless he was like carjacked and they knew where he lived and took his truck back there. You know, and then of course his boots are found, and then we have all, you know, all this other oddities. You know, he gets his GED, his grandfather buys him this property. That's what's going around out there. It could not be true. I don't know. Grandfather
And,
buys the property in Lucin, which a lot of people are saying, why in Lucin, Utah? They're from Idaho. There's tons of farmland to buy.
well, and not only that, he went out there in the middle of nowhere in a sand desert and produced his first crops. And it's like, give this young man A for effort. He did it. He actually got it to work.
Yeah, hardworking kid. I mean, and I don't see anything wrong with that. If he says, I'm done with school, I want to be a farmer, there's no reason for me to continue learning English. I've known English since I, you know, started talking. You know, I'm ready to get to farming. That's what I want to do. This is exactly what, and hopefully she pops into chat. I told her to grab the link if she wanted to come up. Shacy said, by the way, Shacy, welcome to the channel. I think that when Dylan moved out there, he had no idea what kind of characters lived out there. That's basically what she was saying too. Wolfcat and Crime Time are on the same page. Followed him from the town. He was followed. Maybe when he was at the bar, he was talking about, you know, his farm, his tractors, you know, maybe he had a wad of money on him. I don't know. So we're not going to say what we don't know. We're just going to talk about what's out there right now, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, what's out there present and under the eyes that we do see.
Yep. Good morning, Tracy. All right, I'm going to go through some comments from the last show. You guys all in?
Yep, let's roll it.
All right, this is one of many comments I got with the same subject. Thumbs up for PI Jim. Candace ghosted her children for over 3 years. She's done her job of getting help for Dylan. Now she needs to take a seat. Okay, I don't know the relationship between Dylan and his mother. I don't believe that she has anything to do with his disappearance, and I believe 100% she would do anything to find him. Also, I found out that during this time, she was a truck driver, I believe. Some truck drivers stay out for a month at a time, and then they'll come home for, like, say, 4 days. Some are 3 weeks, some are 2. I don't know, but the word ghosted, I don't know about that. And I don't know of any article where or news, she's been everywhere, and I haven't ever heard her address that, but I could have missed it.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that either. I did hear that she did work for a trucking company and all that, but still working on that.
You know, she was definitely a driver. We'll get to that in a second. Okay, Teresa said, why was the truck moved if they thought crime happened after seeing the boots? Was the truck insured? Why not stay there with the truck until the cops processed the truck? Well, they didn't really want to have anything to do with the truck. They kind of treated it as if, look, he's 19. If he wants to go away for 3 or 4 days, if he wants to go to Tahiti or whatever, he can. When you're an adult, it takes a lot to consider you missing. And I know a lot of people have a hard time wrapping their mind around that. But if I jump in my truck right now and someone can't find me for a few days, they're going to be like, well, maybe she just needed a break. I don't know. You know, they're not going to slap billboards all over Oklahoma looking for my ass.
No.
Vero said, Brooks, maybe he witnessed something like it. It's been said at this bar that there was a lot of shady business going in and out. He might have witnessed something that he wasn't supposed to, and somebody followed him back. You there?
Yeah.
I mean, it's a plausible theory, especially if this bar is as shady as people say.
Well, yeah. I mean, if from some of the rumors I've been hearing that they might have a back door where they are doing illegal gambling. They might be just using the bar as a front to move stuff up through the bar. So it's hard telling. But it's shady. I will give it that.
Court K said, Candace said Chase isn't cleared. In her opinion, no one is cleared, but he is off of her list because he's in jail. I think off her list means she can't worry about him anymore because he's in custody. I think that's what she means too. I don't think she means she's not worried about him as in his involvement, just that he's put away for now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I would agree with that. I would definitely agree with that. I think I missed some comments. Hang on one second. Wild Fox, thank you for becoming a new YouTube member. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Welcome. Kamari said the bar is only open 1 day a week. How much money are you going to make 1 day a week?
Yeah, they're serving food and all that. The numbers that I'm running ain't even going to make their light bill.
1 day a week? What are you doing with the other 6 days? Okay, let's say you're closed on Sunday. What are you doing with the other 5 days? Doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense. All right, so the reward has gone from $20,000 to $100,000 put up by the family. Okay, there's no GoFundMe. This is not from law enforcement. It makes me wonder if law enforcement said something to them that they have a good idea. And so, because $80,000 is a lot to top on top of the 20, as if 20 was not a lot of money. So it's not like they put another 10 on there. They whopped it up $80,000.
Wow. I can't imagine it jumped that quick.
It jumped fast. It jumped fast. East Coast Mama, who is Chase again? Chase. He is the guy that came across Dylan on the road. He was like all cut up. He picked him up, gave him a ride. He's the one when he told his grandmother he had come across, basically a weird guy, a weird situation. So, yeah.
Yeah, a straggler just came up out of nowhere and was walking on the road looking for help. And that right there's a red flag to a lot of us out here as a truck driver. So, yeah, it just a little concerning.
Yeah. Yeah, he was basically the bloody hitchhiker. So the mom says he's not cleared. Makes sense to me. Makes sense to me. But there's quite a cast of characters here. The PI said that he was on the news a lot because he was the one that found Anthony Smith. It was a case out of Boise, Idaho. And he said a lot of people remembered him. They reached out to him. He reached out to the parents who weren't interested in his help. So then he reached out to the grandparents and they hired him. So again, he's saying, look, I was paid one lump sum and I'm going to continue until, this is done. He's like, if the family doesn't want to work with me, that's fine, but I'm going to continue my work.
He's going to try to find something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But you ought to be very careful.
Well, you need to be very careful because what's being put out there, the people he's talking to, and I'm not saying anything about him, okay? Whether you like the guy, you don't like him, I'm saying that all of this stuff is out there. The stuff that's out there, I don't think the family wants discussed. I don't think they believe it, but still, it's it's all the talk. That's what is consuming this case. You know, he's saying that he was groomed by Kurt. Kurt is 61. Kurt is known to wear full makeup, cross dress, the whole 9 yards. Kurt is not known to be a good guy at all. Neither is his brother Troy. What I am hoping for is law enforcement to make a statement at some point. I'm not expecting them to do it today, and just say, we've looked into all of that, and that's not where the investigation's going. So then all of that stops, and then we can go with what's going on. Or not say anything at all, and then it's like, well, maybe there is something there. So if the family, you know, of course the family wants Dylan found, hands down, no way around it. So if they're not working with Jim anymore, maybe that tells us that they have talked to law enforcement saying there's nothing there, because they're not going to stop working with someone who has information and is getting the train further down the tracks to find Dylan.
Yeah.
I just can't imagine any parent, you know? Cheryl said Kurt is the bartender. Yeah, 1 day a week. The bar is open 1 day a week. This is the first I'm hearing of that. That's crazy.
Yeah. I'd have to look on Google Maps and check the bar out and then make sure their hours.
Excuse me. Okay, so a lot of people are like, you know, she abandoned her kids, blah, 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 blah. She truly was, I don't know that she is right now, a truck driver. So here is a little video of Candace. Hang on.
Let's see, I started back in 05 on cows with my ex-husband Ashley, and then got divorced. I went to work for a company in Twin Falls, Idaho, and then I just got back into my own trucks, and I started with like 97s, 99s, all Pete's, and then in the last couple of years I've upgraded, so I have 6 now that are all 389s, and then I decided I was going to start building them. I don't know, I love them. Just have so much fun. I got this one delivered to Peterbilt in March, and then we had it finished in August. So it came this color, and then everything on it I designed from all of it. Got all of our parts here from 4 states, from Jeremy, and it's been a lot of fun to build. I can't wait to do the next one. And I've already got it in my head what it's going to be. So 17. Yeah, 17. It's got the 600 ISX in it.
Okay.
So it's got the big motor, big block.
Okay.
This is my only 17. The rest of them are 16. They have a gray one, a black one, yellow, a flat top, a maroon, and then this one. So okay, so we laid out all the paint, designed all the paint, of course, and that took months. And then in here, so on the interior, my first plan is I was just going to do the marble on the floor and the dash, and then leave everything gray, but then I seen it, and so then I didn't tear it down and paint it. And then I wasn't going to do the nip and tuck, but I was like, well, I went this far, so I might as well keep going. So guy in Utah did all the nip and tuck for me, did an awesome job.
Okay.
But yeah,
It looks really great.
Yeah, all of it. I mean, there's lights the full way under the undercarriage and all the lights under here. I think it's got 340 lights on it. So.
A lot of Patron, a lot of stuff.
That's a funny story. So my guys have always called me boss. So when I switched companies, they didn't want Patronus, so we all agreed on Patron. And then that's what we named the first show truck. We'll name the next one. But yeah, that's why it's always Boss Lady. Yeah, so it took a while to put her together, and then it wouldn't have taken as long, but I kept changing everything.
Right.
And I'd see something, make them rip it out. And so, yeah, it took 6 months. Well, and I wasn't really going for the old school look, but that's just kind of how it came together. So that's why I decided with the nip and tuck.
Sure.
Was, once I seen the paint job, I was like, okay, now we need to old schooler up.
Right.
So, but yeah, she's gonna go to work after this show. He went to the Salt Lake City show, won there, and then it went and got some more stuff done, and then went to Dallas, won there, and then went and got some more stuff done, and then my friends picked it up from Salt Lake, from Peterbilt, day before yesterday, and we came here.
What have you done to the truck between Dallas and now?
I added a bunch more lights on the undercarriage because they weren't there, and then put the back visor on, and then like where the bumper's curved out where it says Patron, that needed the lights.
Okay.
There was, and the floor in the back still has some tweaks that need to be made done. So, just had to rush it to get it to the shows. The pedals, I've got custom pedals for it, and all the chrome switches and stuff need to be done still, but.
Okay, hard-working lady. Those trucks are not cheap, and I know a few people that would love to have that truck. So if she was in and out, I'm just making this assumption because I know a lot of truck drivers, okay? There's actually one here on the panel right now. They're not home every day at 5. Now, real quick, a lot of people are messaging me right now. I did hear this morning. I had not verified it was true. Was Doug from No Thanks Investigates, was he attacked and in the hospital? Muggsy has said it. I've heard it from different places. Because if that's the truth, I'm going to assume it's from this case. Because he's had some really, he's had some stuff on his channel.
Yeah.
And I'm not blaming Doug at all. Muggsy, Doug from Northport was attacked and is fighting for his life. YouTube bully was arrested. What?
Wow.
Who's Doug from Northport, Florida? Everyone's been telling me it's Doug from No Thanks. Hang on, someone grab the link that knows. We got to clear this up.
Yeah.
I've gotten like 5 messages saying that it's Doug from No Thanks, and I wasn't about to say anything, and now here I did. It's not. Doug is in South. Yeah, that's what I said. He's in California. Well, I don't know if there's a Northport in
Florida.
In California. Oh, it's from the Gabby Petito case. Oh, okay. Oh no. I don't know who he is. I don't know who he is, but that's awful. That is awful. Whoa. That is awful. You can't be too careful. I'm telling you. And I'm not blaming this guy that's in the hospital at all. But you cannot be too careful. And I mean, honestly, I get messages, I get emails saying, did you hear this? You should bring this up on the channel. And I'm sitting here going, no way. No way.
People, I've been across a lot of the YouTube platforms almost for about 6.5 years, and I've seen some crazy stuff. And not only that, out here, there's been truckers that were YouTubers, were parked in the rest area, got shot, they got ran off the road because of being a YouTuber. And we had one driver got ran off the road and lost the pipe load and all that and lost his job. So, yeah, you got to take it serious, and you got to be really very careful out here what you do. And they have been attacking us out here. So just be careful, people.
Okay, it's not Doug with, I'm about to put a banner up. It's not Doug from No Thanks. It's another Doug. Prayers to Doug from the Gabby Petito case. Yeah, when you go real life on people, calling jobs, trying to find out who their kids are and stuff like that. And then, of course, a case like this is beyond. All of it should be criminal. All of it should be criminal, in my opinion. It should all be criminal. All of it. All right, so let's get to the timeline real quick, just as a little refresher.
And not only that, to go back on that Peterbilt, that's almost a $320,000 Peterbilt.
No doubt. Boy, would you love to have that thing?
Oh, I would love to have it. something like that. But I just don't have the money. I'm just a hard worker. Just give me a plain Jane truck and let me go.
Mm-hmm. Angel Dust. I don't get why the PI is inserting himself in the case and going on YouTube channels after he was fired. It doesn't make sense. From what I'm gathering, he said he gets one lump sum. He doesn't work by the hour. And so even if the family isn't working with him, he continues to work the case. I don't know. So I'm going to put the timeline up. We're going to go through it bit by bit. Then we're going to get to the updates. Hang on. Can everyone see that?
Yep.
And this was emailed to me. All right. So in April of this year, there was a disagreement between Dylan and Dawn, a family friend who helps out on the farm at times. Dawn was questioning Dylan's decision to work on a washing machine before a pump, and the result was Dylan and Dawn mutually decided to part company. I don't know. I mean, if it was mutual, I don't see why there'd be any bad blood. Sounds to me like the guy got fired. Okay, May 25th, Dylan tells his mother about a strange encounter with some guy who was barefoot and bloody along the roadside who wanted a ride to Montello. This person was later identified as Chase Vinstra. Okay, so, and as we know, she has said he's not cleared. Also, Dylan's father has communicated with JLR, and he put on his channel, he had the text message exchange. He said, no, he's not cleared. So that's two people that said it. May 26th, Thursday, ECSO verified that Dylan was in Montella via bank account usage. Also on that day, Dylan's last phone call with both mom and dad. That was when they were talking to East Idaho News. On the 27th of May, an eyewitness, we don't know the name, had a sighting of Dylan in Montello. It says information relayed from police to the family, but with changing stories cannot be reliable. Okay, so the eyewitness isn't reliable. All right. Then on the 28th of May, 6:51 a.m., a phone call took place between Dylan and his grandma. He told his grandma he had to get his green truck put away in the shop shed. That's at a location 5 miles west of his farm. All right, there's a picture here. All right, to keep it away from the rain, and he would call her back. ECSO confirmed via cell phone data he was at or near his farm in Lucin for this phone call. So he was there on the 28th. It seems to me that the 28th is the day he disappeared. Okay, later in the day, 3:41 p.m., ECSO released the last cell phone data that came from Dylan's phone on or near his farm. Okay, same day. 10 o'clock that night, Chase Vinstra seen on camera 200 miles away from Lucin. Oh, okay. So she told that to Sleuth Mom. Well, 200 miles away, what are we looking at? 4 hours? So Chase could definitely be the guy. And between the afternoon and 10 o'clock, 4 hours isn't that long. He could have hitched a ride. I know he was on foot there for a while.
That is true.
Don and Jim, farm helpers, go to Dylan's farm and look for him, but he is nowhere. Then on the 30th of May, Don and Jim have not been able to locate Dylan, so they let the grandma know. Okay. Well, if Don's involved, I don't think he would let grandma know he can't find Dylan. Grandma reaches out to JD, Dylan's best friend, to see if he had heard from him. I don't know why people think that's odd. A lot of people are like, well, why did the grandma not call the parents? A lot of times, kids are in more communication with their friends than their parents. That's just how it is.
Or even with their grandparents more too. So I mean, it varies on kid to kid.
Yeah. No, you're exactly right. Exactly. 11 a.m. He had not heard from Dylan, so JD reached out to Dylan's mother to see if she had heard from him. She called around to other family members, and no one had spoken to him. Dylan's parents drive to the farm to see if they can figure out where Dylan is. A missing persons report is filed by Candace with BESO. That's during the drive down. They arrived to find the C truck had been put in the shed. Dylan's truck was at his trailer, and it had been pressure washed. The seat position had been moved very far forward. See, to me, that's one of the weirdest things, the seat position.
Yeah.
Very far forward to accommodate a shorter person, and there were no tracks or footprints. 90 minutes into the missing person report and search of the area, BESO SAR locates Dylan's boots tossed behind a pile of dirt 100 yards south from where the grain truck is located. Now, there's been some misinformation on this. Okay, this is from the Nancy Grace interview. 100 yards south. Some people are saying 5 miles. I'm like, how did we go from 100 yards to 5 miles? That's a little different. So I'm going to go with 100 yards, all right? The 31st of May, family received a call from a citizen of Montello, Kurt, all right, Kurt Wadsworth, who used to work for Dylan. Now, is it Kurt Wadsworth or a different Kurt? Please tell me there's not 2 Kurts in this story. Anyway, stating Dylan was being held in a specific location by Chase and another gentleman in Montello. ECSO sent out 6 deputies, but he was not there, and they searched the entire property. What? Sick people. Why do people do that? Why? All right, week 1 of the search. Searches in the area took place by BESO along with Weber County Fire and Rescue, helicopters, airplane, ATVs, horses, on foot, search parties, and cadaver dogs. After 6 hours, called off the search because they were 99% sure he wasn't in the 3 by 5 mile area search radius. 200 to 300 search volunteers of all types searching on the Utah side, including 5 private air searches until they ran out of fuel. Wow. Diesel Brothers searched with their helicopters. By the way, this is a great, great show. Diesel Brothers searched with their helicopters and took video footage of the tires tracks in the wash that later ended up being from a volunteer's truck who had been searching for Dylan. Okay. The pond at Dylan's farm was drained and searched. Well, they've done a lot of searching. Okay. So then on the 2nd of June, they said they found a drop of blood on the boots. Now, I heard Candace say on the interview with Nate Eaton, it looked like almost like you have a nosebleed, like a drop. At the time, they didn't know. It could be animal, could be his, it could be oil from like working on something. But I believe it's blood. I haven't heard anything about if they've got any results back on it. The 5th, family was given permission by BESO to take the pickup truck from the farm without any fingerprinting or forensic investigation. I don't know why they didn't take the truck in when they could tell there was something not right going on. On the 6th, his boots are logged in the police lab. June 10th, Candace met with ECSO for almost 5 hours, and they went through the case from top to bottom and agreed to offer additional resources for the search. So now we're on week 2. Organized search looking for a particular bunker, and it was found and cleared. Other areas of interest were also searched by all means available to ECSO and public volunteers. Then on the 14th, Bonneville County, Idaho took Dylan's pickup truck into custody. You know, I hope they get something out of it. That just seems like quite a while to me. Then on the 15th, investigation classified as criminal investigation, and the FBI has officially become involved in the investigation. That's from a press release. Then on the 18th, they took custody of both of his campers. So no public search was held the weekend of June 18th and 19th to allow for law enforcement and EquiSearch. I'm really glad EquiSearch is involved to conduct their activities without interference. EquiSearch had drone operators out in the area, confirmed by Twyla in a private communication. All right, so that's the timeline. That's official from the family. That's a really good timeline. I agree with Rebecca. There's a lot of places he could be, a lot of places. I really wish people would quit calling the family saying he's being held here, here, and there. I mean, they're already going through enough, you know? Don't you think?
Yeah, they sure are.
Just me. She said, why leave the boots behind, though? I don't know. We know Dylan didn't leave the boots behind, though. I don't know. I don't know. And I agree with Rebecca. No forensics done on the truck. They waited quite a while to take that truck, especially if the parents are saying, look, this is how tall our son is. There's no way that his truck seat would be moved like that. There's no way. There's no way. Just me said, why torture the parents? Internet 101. I don't know why these people do the things they do. It's sickening. And Rebecca, you're right. In a small town, everybody knows everybody's business. And in this area, now, according to the PI, there's 200 people and 74 of them are sex offenders. I tried to look it up. I didn't find 74. I don't know what database he is using. Okay. If there's 10 out of 200, that's a lot. That's a lot.
Yeah.
Okay. Of course, I'm of the opinion if there's one, that's a lot. That's a lot. And I have heard that too. I heard that from the local. I'm not going off what the PI said. She said it's tons of meth out there. Tons. 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 Well, hang on one second. Lone Wolf is backstage. Let's see what he found out. Hey, Lone Wolf, what's good?
Oh, not too much. I just posted as far as in Discord from the ESO that Dylan's not the only 19-year-old that disappeared within the time frame. 19-year-old disappeared before Dylan, and there's also within the time frame when Chase went to that pizza place, a 29-year-old disappeared.
All in this little town?
Well,
Lucid, and what pizza place? I only know of a bar he went to.
That Chase went where Chase is on camera at the pizza shop. That's in Ogden.
Oh, Chase. I thought you meant Dylan. Okay, sorry.
No, I'm talking about Chase. And if you go back to Chase's back to 2016, you'll find that Chase was charged with stalking and a number of other things, but he was also barricaded in a residence.
Okay, I'm looking at it right now. Let me see. 2 19-year-olds from... Hang on. 2 19-year-olds from surrounding states remain missing in separate cases being investigated by the Elko County Sheriff's Office. Now, they're talking about Aiden Clune and Dylan. They're comparing the two. Aiden Clune of Sonoma County, California, has been missing since April 27th. But see, his mother wants this case kept totally separate from Dylan's. They've already been said that they're not related. Is this article trying to relate the two, or they're just saying they're working on 2 different missing cases?
Well, they're working on 2 missing as far as 2 different cases, but they're still within. Well, but it's still within that time frame, the missing time frame, and the fact that Chase was in the county during both disappearance.
Yeah, you know what? I wouldn't discredit that they could be connected. It's odd if Chase came across both of them, which we don't know. But I mean, if Aiden's mother is saying they're not connected, I'm assuming that she's been told that by law enforcement. So anyway,
Yeah.
it is interesting that in such a small community, such a small area, I say, that they would have 2 missing kids. Now, I have read that Aiden, though, suffered from depression and had other things going on. Dylan is definitely foul play in a criminal investigation.
But the reason, what makes me, the possibility, okay, when Dylan said, as far as that he came across Chase being bloody and everything, okay, that would put Chase as far as in the range of Aiden being missing.
It sounds like 2 different circumstances to me, though. I'm not reading anywhere in this article that Chase had any contact with Aiden, and I don't really want it. I mean, if he was going through some sort of like mental struggles or something, you know, hang on. Lisa said, why was Chase beat up when Dylan saw him? I wonder. Who knows what that guy was into? Who knows if he tried to rob somebody or if he was running through the desert? Who knows why he was all cut up? Who knows?
Yeah, the thing is, what was he on if doing things like that?
He could have been all methed up, you know, barefoot running through the desert. I'm sure he was erratic acting.
There's too many things going on. And I mean, the other part I hate is there's a lot of drama. Everybody is focusing as far as on what Dylan's so-called sexuality might be, okay? Just because Dylan was alone and working his farm doesn't mean that Dylan was gay. Okay. I also had posted another article in Discord as far as where adults are groomed. Now, if you look at Dylan's age, okay, yes, he was 19, he was legal. Let's reverse those 2 years and put him at age 16. Everybody would be looking at all these older guys as predators. Well, just because Dylan was 19 and legal, they're still predators, okay? You've got a 19-year-old that is both financially and materialistic, well-to-do, and you've got a bunch of older people that could be jealous, envy, you name it.
Well, that and also they could have been wanting a relationship with him and he was resisting. You know what I mean? Kurt's not known to be a good guy. Chase is not known to be a good guy. So yeah, I totally agree with that. They could have been approaching him and he was turning them down. I don't know. I mean, you know, there's the hashtag trust the family. I trust the family 100% that they have nothing to do with his disappearance, that they will move hell and high water to find him, no matter what it is. I don't trust that they know everything about Dylan's personal life. Not because they are lying. I'm not saying they're lying to anyone, but because he is 19. I've had 3 teenagers. I was a teenager. No way in hell did my parents know everything I was up to. So if he was in a relationship, that does not mean that they would know. Now, the truth cannot hide for too long. It can't. So if all of Jim's findings, all of these conversations he had with Kurt, I believe with some 17-year-old, I think is Kurt's son, with Chase, if all of this comes out to be true, it will come out. It will come out. If it doesn't come out and all of this is fabricated, well, then he's in a world of hurt. I don't think he's going to be bouncing from show to show to show to show saying the exact same thing if he didn't have these discussions with these people. It does not mean that Dylan did anything wrong. I don't victim shame here. And I'm going to say this right now. The amount of bashing I have seen is disgusting. I don't know if you guys remember, but I almost shut a show down one day about Harmony Montgomery. There was a woman in there that was so awful when she was talking about the two men, the two dads that adopted Harmony's little brother. I was so mad about that I almost shut the whole show down. So whether Dylan is gay, not gay, whether he was with Kurt, not with Kurt, he shouldn't have disappeared. That's all I'm going to say.
And you're 100% right.
Yeah.
And the thing of it is, we don't know what his sexual life is. We don't care who he chat or goes out there and try to do. But the thing of it is, he was actually trying to make profit and try to start crop to show people that he can actually do something out of nothing, especially in the heated desert out there in Utah. He actually grew his first crop and got it started.
Yeah, it goes without saying he's a hard worker. Now, it is important who, if he was in a relationship with someone, that person could definitely be a person of interest.
Yeah.
So whether he is gay, not gay, that doesn't matter. But if he was in a relationship with someone, okay, then yeah, that does matter. That person could be a person of interest. What would the motive be? What would the motive be? Is it money? Love? Is it random? Did someone hear him talking about money, or I've got some cash back at my camper? They followed him. They could see, oh, this is where he's at. And then they waited until they could catch him. It could be, now that I see what Crime Time is saying, it could be something random. Hang on, Lost Lone Wolf. Hello, John Davis, True Crime. We lost you there for a second, Lone Wolf.
Yeah, I'll be glad when I get a laptop. I won't be having these problems anymore.
And I agree with John Davis. I put the link up if you want to come up and discuss this. Significant other is usually involved. That's what I'm saying. Whether he's gay or not gay, I don't care. I don't care. The bashing makes me so mad. I can't stand it.
And not only that, it could turn into a hate crime of why people do this on people's instead of life. If that's what they want to go, let them. But don't worry about what they do behind closed doors. If it doesn't bother you, and if he's a good person, just treat him as a good human being and go on for what he does present.
Yeah, what I'm saying is, whether he's gay or not gay doesn't matter. I haven't heard anything that this is related to a hate crime, so that it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if he's gay anyway, gay or straight, doesn't matter. If he was in a relationship with someone, whether it be casual, serious, I don't know. That does matter because those people are normally suspects, you know.
Yep.
They are normally suspects. All right, so let me get to an update real quick. Hang with me.
The family of a missing Utah teen says they've tried weeks now with no answers, and they're now raising the reward to find their son to 6 figures.
Fox 13 News reporter Emily Tenser spoke with Dylan Round's mother about the frustrating search and why today was so significant.
there's just no trace.
1 month. That's how long it's been since Candace Cooley has last heard her son, Dylan Round's voice.
How do you make it go?
If I knew he was okay, I could handle a month, but not knowing anything. It's just torture.
After weeks of searching for the 19-year-old across the desert, his family is now upping the reward from $20,000 to $100,000.
That was kind of our thoughts on that was, get somebody enough they can relocate themselves if they're scared to come forward for their own safety.
The box elder.
Okay, now that makes sense because I thought, that's a big jump. Now, from what I'm hearing about some of these people that might know something, $20,000 would change their life. So yeah, $100,000, they could definitely relocate. So I actually like that line of thinking. Do you guys?
Yes.
Yep.
Because $20,000 to $100,000 is a huge jump. Because I'm like, did I read that right? I'm like, I had to put my glasses on. I'm like, whoa, they put 80 grand on that.
Yeah.
That's why I wonder, and I don't know because no one's told me. Like I said, we're having a conversation. If maybe law enforcement said, there's a lot of people that just won't talk. We think we could get somewhere, but they just won't talk.
Butler County Sheriff's Office is calling this a criminal case, and the FBI is now involved, bringing in specialized equipment and high tech.
That's going to be our best footprint. We can't find one on the ground, so maybe we can find something, off of this stuff they can truly get off of his phone.
Dylan lived on a farm here in Lucin, Utah, and his credit card was last used at a bar in Montello, Nevada, just a day or two before he was last heard from. His family says his boots were found 5 miles away from his trailer.
Okay, there's the 5 miles again. We need to know. Okay, his family.
Okay.
This is the news report. Okay, remember, this is the news report. They make mistakes. 5 miles away. The timeline I just read said 100 yards. 100 yards makes more sense to me. Help me with this, guys.
I would say
I can help.
I say anywhere between the 300 yards is quite suitable for instead of 5 mile radius.
Now, what it is, okay, the 100 yards is from the grain barn, okay? The grain barn is 5 miles from the trailer that he was living at where his truck was found. That's the difference. Everybody's thinking the 100 yards was from where his truck and his living trailer was, and it wasn't. The 100 yards is from the grain barn, which is 5 miles away.
Well, where's the boots? They can't be 100 yards and 5 miles.
No. Okay.
Just me.
The grain barn.
Yeah, just me said the shed was 5 miles away from his farm. Where were the boots? 100 yards away or 5 miles?
100 yards from the barn.
Yeah, and they said they were behind a dirt pile behind the barn or somewhere in that vicinity.
Okay. All right. That makes sense. All right. Now my mind's not so blown. I'm going to get that back because I just had that meltdown. Hang on.
Day or two before he was last heard from. His family says his boots were found 5 miles away from his trailer and that his truck appeared to be pressure washed with the driver's seat to the spot that doesn't match Dylan's height.
There's just no way.
Okay, so I forgot about this, and I'm glad that they brought this up. The pressure washing the truck tells me it's not random because a random stranger would not know he had a pressure washer on his property. Do you guys agree, or do you think it was just readily available and they thought this is a good idea, or it was taken somewhere else?
Nah,
it was done on the property.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not random.
Hang on. First off, John Lee, welcome to the channel. We have a bunch of new people in here, guys. Hit that sub button and hit the bell so you get reminded. We talk about a ton of different cases. Thank you for the super sticker, by the way. There's also a shed near Ram Ranch by the Utah border. It's owned by Grant McDonald. Google it. Oh, okay. While this is playing, I will. Thank you, John Lee. John Lee, do you want to grab the link and come up and talk? We don't bite. I promise.
No.
Okay, bro.
Why would somebody want?
I'm sorry, I got to cut out. I've got a Zoom meeting to go to.
All right. Well, thanks for coming up. I loved the conversation. Enjoy your Zoom meeting.
Okay, thanks. Bye.
Hang on.
I mean, why would somebody want to hurt this kid? Why would somebody want to take this kid? And
Cooley hopes that the Fed's involvement plus this new reward can bring in the answers they know are out there.
it's one and the same. I mean, I'm grateful they're there, but I'm terrified that, they've been there for 2 weeks and they can't find anything either.
Emily Tenser, Fox 13 News, Utah.
Okay, the 100,000, and her explanation was somebody that doesn't want to come forward because you don't want to be in that community or any really, really, really small community like that, especially if nefarious things are going on. Like they're talking about rampant meth use, some people that aren't good people, so they could actually relocate and get out of there. And I love this comment. Wow, I am never able to catch you live. Glad I am able to. A lot of people are saying they're not getting their reminders. If you hit the bell and hit all, then it'll give you a notification. But we're live every morning at 9 a.m. Central. I am glad you made it.
Yeah, but sometimes YouTube has a problem getting it out. There's a little delay sometimes, so just bear with us. It should get out there.
Yeah, and then I think there was like an update, and a lot of people were like, how come I'm not getting my notifications? Well, if there was an update, then you have to go back in and ring the damn bell again. Okay, so $100,000. We cleared up the 5 mile versus the 100 yards because that blew my mind. I just can't lean to this just being random. I thought about that for a little bit till I was reminded of the pressure washer, because you would have to know it was on the property. And why would you want to wash the truck anyway? What could have been on the truck that you would have to wash? I don't really want my mind to go there right now.
Yeah, I know.
Bugsy, Kurt and Chase were enemies. I heard that too. Could have been jealousy. Right. They could have been jealous over Dylan. That is a true fact. I don't mean in a romantic way. It could be in a friendship way. You have those friends. I call them single white females, and they become very possessive. It could be something like that. M, you're here. Yep, M, we cleared that up. And I agree with John Davis, true crime, no tracks, and it's really weird after a rain. That's what I kept saying. Really weird. Okay, so there was yet another update last night. This is on ABC for Utah. So let's go through this real quick. A lot of people are talking about it. So, of course, we are going to talk about it too. Now, this again is about the PI. And again, the PI said he received a lump sum payment. So even if the family doesn't want to work with him, he's going to continue his investigation. I don't know how they're going to make him stop. The only way I think it will quiet down, this is just my opinion, okay, is if law enforcement makes a statement saying that they have looked into this particular information and it has nothing to do with the investigation. Until then, it's going to keep going on. That's all I can say about that. Because, I mean, it's all out there.
Rounds hired this private investigator to help find him, but his theories aren't going well with the family.
No matter what the scenario is, it involves 2 people and 2 bits of evidence.
That's just been an absolute mess. And that's why I went public with the phone conversations.
Dylan Round's mother
Now, the two people he's talking about are Kurt and Chase. Well, I mean, that's who everybody's talking about. So, I mean, they haven't been cleared. If Chase has not been cleared and both parents have said he has not been cleared, then he's worth talking about, right? And I haven't heard anything about Kurt. So until law enforcement says these two people are cleared, he's going to keep talking about them.
Was upset with a private investigator who was hired by Dylan's grandparents in Idaho. He was paid to find out what happened to Dylan, who was last heard from May 28th. That investigator, James Terry, has gone on several YouTube channels and radio talk shows expressing his theories behind Dylan's disappearance.
The details of this case, which I was verified on finally last night by several callers on radio shows, have now vindicated me from some of the things I was saying.
I don't know what that means. They have vindicated me from some of the things, like they proved him right.
Apparently so. They found something.
Terry claimed Dylan got involved with the wrong crowd in the town of Montello, Nevada. The community of 50 people is about 30 miles from the nearby town of Lucin on the.
Now, I don't see how that would be so implausible that he got caught up with the wrong crowd. He is 19. That's the community. Those are the people around. You know, that he could have gotten caught up with the wrong crowd. Not saying that he was into meth or he was meth dealing or he was in a relationship with those people, but he could have gotten caught up with the wrong crowd. Meaning, talking about money, I've got money back there. I guess it was well known that he always had money on him. You know, I don't know. I don't see why that's so implausible. That's actually that's not even a theory. That's just something people say. Could have gotten caught up with the wrong crowd. Hello, Sleuth Mom.
Utah side of the border. Dylan's farm is on the outskirts of Lucin. When his family arrived on Memorial Day weekend, it was abandoned. His boots were found a short distance from his farm property. Those boots are now being analyzed. Box Elder County Sheriff's Office is now calling it a missing persons criminal investigation, and the FBI has also joined the investigation. But the social media chatter by the private investigator has Dylan's family cutting ties with him.
This guy has taken this story and all the information we have given him, he's not collected this himself. He has twisted into this sick, disgusting plot.
Okay, so she's saying he hasn't collected this information himself. So did he not talk to Chase or Kurt?
I would have no idea on that.
That's what she's saying right there. I'm listening to her. He has not collected this information. So is this truly fabricated? He did not talk to these people? Because that's going to be a big problem.
It could be a big problem.
Because once it's out there, you know.
You can't take it back when it is.
Nope. Because, I mean, he clearly, I mean, he said he talked to these people. And I mean, it's all over. It's all over. That's why I wish, and I'm not saying they're going to. Yeah, Bob, we showed that a little bit ago. You're late, Bob. Where you been? I mean, she's clearly saying he didn't collect this information. Somebody must have already told her. She wouldn't know who he talks to. This is crazy. This is nuts.
He has changed 3 times.
Cooley recently took to social media posting the following. Once we decided to go a different direction, unethically, Mr. Terry has taken to sharing these rumors, conspiracy theories, and crazy accusations into the public eye.
I'm still looking into it mostly to clear my name because of what's been put out on social media and by Candace Cooley, who I was never working for or with.
Okay, so there's your answer. He said, I get paid a lump sum. I don't get paid by the hour. I guess he doesn't like being called a liar, so he's going to continue until he clears his name.
Apparently so.
But Cooley says Dylan's grandparents no longer want him either.
Dylan's not here to defend himself, and Dylan is not a trust me.
The private.
I think she's referring to, she's saying he's not gay. So I don't know if she said when it bleeped her out, people are assuming that she used a derogatory term. She could have said in that bleep, he's not a gay man. I don't know.
It could be. Or gay man.
Investigator gained notoriety after solving missing persons cases in Michigan and in Boise, Idaho. But in this case, the family doesn't want him involved. For Missing in Utah, Marcus Ortiz, ABC4 News.
Okay, if they don't want him involved, but I don't know. I don't think they can stop him. And now if he feels that he is being maybe disparaged in some way, and he already said, I take a lump sum, I don't see him giving a refund. I'm sure that was part of the deal. Then he's going to continue. I mean, he said right there, until I clear my name. And like I said, the truth doesn't hide. So if Dylan was in a relationship with Kurt, it's going to come out. Or whatever is going on with Chase, it's going to come out. You know, either way, whatever, if Dylan was gay or not, it doesn't matter. But if he was around someone who wanted to rob him, hurt him, or whatever, those people do matter. They definitely matter. And as far as the bleep out from Candace, I don't know what she said. I know there's a lot of speculation about that.
Yeah, who knows what she said?
I don't know what she said.
I can actually come up with 7 ideas what she got bleeped out on for.
Yep. So obviously the family is super involved. They want their grandson, they want their son back, brother back, and they're not going to stop at anything. And the internet does what the internet does. The PI is not going anywhere until law enforcement comes out and says, we've investigated all this. There's nothing there. I don't know that they're going to do that, but that would be helpful to stop the chatter. So since we had some people that just came in, I'm going to do another poll. Where are you guys leaning? This is a random crime. This is maybe a relationship, a breakup that went bad, or this is over money. Yeah, and what is this I keep hearing about the 4-wheel drive and his truck didn't work?
Yeah, I haven't really said much or heard about that. His 4-wheel drive case it was working or not.
I've heard that, but only somebody that knows him would know that.
Yep.
Whether it be somebody that drove the truck or somebody he's spoken to. You know what I mean? There's just a lot of craziness going on here. Sue says wrong time, wrong place. And that could be. He could have been at the bar at the wrong time, wrong place, and somebody tracked him down. All right, guys. Well, it's been a great show. I'm going to start winding it down. I got some things to do this afternoon, but I'm going to be back here later in the evening. We're doing another show about Summer Wells, and then we got 2 shows tomorrow. One is a members live. So make sure you grab your members link if you want to come into that. And we're going to keep continuing to talk about Dylan Rounds because this is a crazy, crazy case. And like I said, just my opinion. I don't think the chatter with what's being said by the PI, whether he talked to Kurt, whether he talked to Chase, I don't know. I'm not privy to his phone. I don't know who he talked to. I don't know. I have no idea. But it's not going to go away until law enforcement makes a statement saying That's been investigated. We're going a different direction. Until then, you're going to continue to hear from him.
Yep.
Well, Outlaw, I appreciate you coming up. It's always a great discussion.
My pleasure.
All right. See you over in Discord.
All right, later.
All right, guys. Thanks for another great show, another great chat. You guys are all the best. We all have different opinions, different theories, different ideas. And I like how in this community we can discuss them back and forth, and there's no dumpster fire. It's always a fun, entertaining, back and forth banter. And you guys, I say it every day and I mean it every day. You guys are the best chat and best community on YouTube. So I'll see you over in Discord in a little bit, or I'll catch you in the Facebook group. If not, I'll be back here again this evening. You guys have a great afternoon. Bye-bye, everybody.